the delay is the blessing itself. The delay is the blessing itself. This example is the example where the Sahaba thought they were going for Umrah. And I told this one maybe 2 weeks ago. The Sahaba, the Prophet saw a dream, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he thought, okay, we're going for Umrah. Everybody gets ready. I shared this recently. Everyone gets ready. Everyone goes, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. We got our joints on, arms out, ready. You know, like, it's time for Umrah, man. We get to Haram, Mecca. Nah, y'all can't enter. Sahaba were tough at this time. So at this time, we're ready to like roll up the sleeves, if you get my drift. Sahaba are like, yeah, you're not going to stop us. We'll make sure we go. But the Prophet ﷺ, he goes, you know what? This is what's interesting. The Prophet has a camel, Qaswa. That's her name. This camel, as they're getting close to Mecca, the camel just sits out of nowhere. Now, I know you're like, I want you to see this in your life. Listen to the story and think of your life. The camel just sits out of nowhere. The Prophet ﷺ, he's like, move, go, hell. The camel doesn't move. Now, this camel was known to be extremely obedient. Extremely obedient. The Sahaba tried, everybody tried. The camel's not moving. And they said, qalasa al-qaswa. She's stubborn, she's grown stubborn. The Prophet ﷺ said, nah, that's not her style. You know what? Allah wants me to learn something right here. Look at that lesson from the Prophet ﷺ. That lesson right there. Something different happened. This isn't normal. And then he said, you know what? Whatever the Quraysh offer me, I'm going to accept it, inshallah. And then he said, Qaswa, hal. Qaswa, go. Qaswa got up. Started moving. I want you to look in your life, right? Because Allah will give you signs that like, this ain't coincidence. This is happening for a reason. But sometimes we ignore the sign. That moment right there taught the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He taught us through that. That I want you to see the ta'khir, the delay is not the delay. So the story goes on that they go, they get stopped. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ends up taking the agreement that we're going to go back. We're going to go back to Medina. No Umrah. Everybody's sad. Umar is irate. Umar, he's irate. He's beside himself. He's beside himself. Like how? How are we going to do this? And the Prophet, he's happy. And then the verses are revealed. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. We have given you a clear victory over Mecca. The Umrah was delayed. The agreement was you got to come back next year. But every scholar, they say, it was in that moment when the Prophet accepted that delay that the victory happened. I'm sorry, but if you accept the delay, the blessings come. But you got to learn to accept the delay.